My first video request. Yes, I just got my first subscriber. That's somebody I don't know, and I just want to say thank you very much. I don't know how to say your username, but thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed the video. This is for you, my man. And well, if you're here, well, you might know what Resident Evil is. If you don't, let me tell you just what I know about the game, because believe it or not, I don't know that much of it.
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
X gon' give it to you. Wait for you to get it on you.
Oh, here we're gonna see the giraffe getting head.
What the fuck?
But yeah, memes aside, I only have been able to play 1, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and I haven't been able to play through the whole game, so my opinion gameplay-wise is going to be garbage. So I'm just gonna talk a little bit about the plot of the games that, well, I think it's happening in the game, so let's go!
This time around I will only talk about the main games, but due to the games being so long I will not go deep into it. Those being Resident Evil 1, the first installment that introduced us to Jill Valentine and Chris Redfield, investigating the T-virus in the mansion. Resident Evil 2, introducing Claire Redfield and Leon S. Kennedy, set 2 months after the original and featuring Raccoon City. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, Jill tries to escape from Nemesis. Resident Evil Code Veronica, the game features Claire and Redfield as the main characters in the events take place in Rockford Island and Iceland. Resident Evil 0, introducing Rebecca Chambers and Billy Cohen, set before the original game. Resident Evil 4, 6 years after Raccoon City, he tries to save Ashley. Resident Evil 5, set in Kijuju, a village in Africa infested by the Plaga parasites that were introduced in Resident Evil 4, with Chris Redfield and introducing Shiva Alomar for the first time. Resident Evil Revelations, Revelation is set between Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 5. The main characters are Jill Valentine and Chris Redfield, who are trying to stop a bioterrorist organization from the infection of oceans with a virus. Resident Evil 6, introducing the giraffe. Resident Evil Revelations 2, a follow-up of Revelations and with Claire as the main protagonist. And for the first time, Barry Burton. Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, with the perfect husband Eden Winters trying to escape a cannibal family. Let me repeat, I will not dive further into these games, maybe I will do a video for each one. But for now, that will not be the case.
And that's pretty much all I know from the games. I'm really sorry about that, I know it's not that much, but there's something that catch up my eye. And that is, in the request of this video, the guy said animated series, and I was like, Resident Evil has an animated series. So I dig a little bit further and I noticed there were 3 animated films called Resident Evil Degeneration, Resident Evil Damnation, and Resident Evil Vendetta. So let's check those out. We are going to start with Resident Evil Degeneration, a 2008 movie directed by Makoto Kamiya.
The movie begins with some newsflash, that literal president resigning, and we learn about Will Pharma and Curtis Miller. Important character is important. Then we literally get to the airport, where Claire Redfield is just arriving and we met Ronnie. We got to the plane where a guy is not feeling so well.
Oh yeah, this is starting soon.
We see civilians angry at Will Pharmacy and we get to know Senator Davis, an opponent of TerraSafe, and Frederick Downing. We learn that the senator is at the airport and he's a douchebag. He decides to go for a walk and then all our characters meet when a protester, being an idiot, is doing zombie voices near the senator. Claire takes his mask off and a cop arrests him, telling Claire that he will arrest her too. Pretty douchey move if you ask me.
And then a zombie that appears out of nowhere without eating nobody and just magically appearing in the middle of nowhere, it's the fucking cop.
I mean, seriously, how did nobody see that? Well, whatever.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that scream makes me laugh.
Here we learn that main rule of zombie fighting. Go for the head. Yep, double tap 2, and that anybody who has bitten will turn. The stupid news reporter decides it's the best time to report and gets eaten. The fucking cameraman bails on her. We see that Claire sees Curtis. The senator asks for help when out of nowhere
I mean, mean, they can't be alive after that shit. Oh, no, no. Yeah, they are alive. Doesn't matter.
The night comes and we see Doctor working on the people of the airport.
I don't understand why you won't let me leave.
I mean, lady, come on. Didn't you see what happened in the fucking airport? I mean... Huh?
We meet Angelica and Greg. That later will be joined by our boy, Leon Kennedy. We know that Claire survived and she is with survivors too, so they make a plan to rescue them.
Ooh, that's not necessary at all, Leon. I mean, why?
In the building, Angela tries to help a zombie. The zombie somehow manages to miss Angela's neck for some reason. Then we see Greg not understanding the fundamental rule number 1.
I mean, Greg, did we not learn anything? I mean, rule number 1.
I mean, come on, this is cruel. Leon is just standing there doing shit. You're better than that, man. We see Claire's group scared as shit and Clarence arms himself with the deadliest weapon of them all, an umbrella. Meeting our boy Leon saying those iconic lines when they first met.
Get down.
Isn't that cute?
The two groups join and Leon says the straightest plan I have ever heard of.
Sort of a plan? We're gonna run across the lobby.
And they just go for it. I mean, this is a really cool moment. Our boy Greg meets his demise when he fails to look right and stays behind to save the group. The group reaches the main hall where they run into, you guessed that, more zombies. And Claire and Leon do the craziest stunt ever.
I mean, that's fucking impossible. How did they pull that off?
The senator manages to escape because he's an asshole, and the rest of the group manages to save themselves too. We see Curtis talking to someone staying mysterious. We learn that actually Will Pharma is trying to save the people by developing a vaccine, making Claire feel a little bit guilty. Leon talks to her about the events in Resident Evil 2, I guess, but the talk gets interrupted when suddenly an explosion happens. They say it might have been Curtis Miller, and Angela tells us he is her brother. Exactly after that, we see Curtis burning down the place he was. The senator tells Angela that if her brother is not the terrorist, to bring him there, so she set up for the ride. Leon decides to go with her. Claire decides to go to the office with Frederick, and the senator looking suspicious. Angela gets to the burning house. There we learn Curtis' family died in Raccoon City. In the office we learn about the different levels of the place and that it's a fucking paradise in there.
This is the final place battle, right? This is the final battle place. This is 100% the final battle place.
The senator tells Frederick not to say shit, and nothing too important happens there, and we only get a flashback of Curtis when the explosion happened, but that's it. Let's move on. Frederick leaves, leaving Claire alone. Leon and Angela have a moment of whatever this is, and Claire calls saying that Will Pharma has the G virus, trying to get rid of the T virus. Frederick calls Claire to tell that he saw someone suspicious, and that a time bomb was off. And casually walking by is Curtis. Hello, Curtis! The explosion happens, Leon gets worried, and we learn that Claire is really hard to kill. Damn, this woman is strong.
Ooh, that must hurt. I mean, oh no, don't do that. No.
After that shit, we see that Leon and Claire manage to get to the offices. They decide to split up. Leon finds Claire. She tells him that Curtis is in the building. Angela finds the syringe and her brother. Some troops arrive, but Curtis decides it's morphine time. Claire and Leon split up while we see the troops firing at Curtis. We now learn a new rule of zombie fighting. If it's still moving, don't stop shooting. Claire is trying to get to the control room, while we see Curtis destroying those troops. Angela accepts her fate, when her hero Leon comes by saving Angela and doing some amazing shit.
I mean, Leon has to have some aimbot or some shit I don't know, because that's fucking impossible.
We know that some troopers survived that shitty mission. They must escape before the building gets incinerated. Curtis is not dead yet, and he transforms into something worse. And what's the first thing he does? Kill the remaining soldiers. Leon gets separated from Angela, but before the monster can do anything to her, Leon saves her again. The explosion happens and Leon and Angela manage to survive, but Angela loses her breath, so our hero needs to save her. Again. Claire sees the explosion from afar and sees that the garden is going to bury itself. We learn that Curtis is alive. Damn, that's resilience. Our heroes try to escape before all goes down, and Claire tries to figure a way to stop that. Leon gets fucking killed. Oh, wait. No, he's okay. Okay, that's bullshit. He manages to do some parkour stuff and save himself. Claire decides to fight when suddenly the monster for a brief moment remembers that he was human before, telling Angela to run. The level submerges and Leon saves Angela. Again, watching the monster going down, but not without a fight. Angela tells Leon to let her go, but Leon is like, "You idiot, I have been trying to save you from the beginning of this movie," shooting Curtis and finishing him off. With some quick reflexes, Leon and Angela are okay and the nightmare ends. Leon and Angela have a moment, again, of whatever this is. Claire discovered the events were recorded, and when she leaves the building, she is received by the senator. Claire tells he's the responsible for all this, but it turns out the one pulling the strings was Frederick. Frederick is somewhere on the phone when Claire and Leon surprises him. He thinks he is on control of the situation when suddenly Angela appears to save the day, and Frederick gets arrested. We have a final interaction between Angela, Leon, and Claire, where they have another weird moment, and a final goodbye between our heroes. We discover that the senator killed himself and he's deleting all things related to the virus, and we get a final cutscene, where we see Trisol collecting something that I will not describe.
And well, that's pretty much it for the movie. I mean, it's really good. It has some cool action scenes, some bullshit action scenes, but pretty much I really liked it. If you haven't seen the movie, I will 100% recommend you to watch it. It has a lot of moments that I didn't cover, and it's literally action-packed. It has some funny moments too, and it pretty much works. So for the time being, I will not be covering the next two movies because this video is getting too long. And don't worry, I will cover those up in future videos, don't worry about that. But for the time being, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye!